Hi, my name's Karen, and I'm 66 years old, and I'm on day 79 of my carnivore journey. In fact, I turned 66 on day 21. That was an interesting birthday experience, but I'll talk about that later. I've been overweight my whole adult life. I've been on every diet. But I did learn one thing from diets. I learned they don't work. That's why I hate referring to carnivore as being on a diet. It's not really a diet, it's a way of life. It's a way of eating that you can continue forever. It's not something that you get tired of doing or just can't go on, which is how all the rest of them have been. In 2010, I changed jobs. I had figured out that I could keep my weight at bay by exercising. That's how all my weight loss journeys have been successful, is from exercising. And I went from a job working for a major retailer where I was on my feet and walking all day for 8.5 hours to a job where I could sit in a chair and even work from home. So I wasn't just in a chair at a desk, I was in my recliner. Also at that same time, my best friend of 27 years and I had a big falling out, and that relationship was severed, and it never was repaired. I already had a really bad knee from an injury in 1998, and it only got worse. The orthopedic doctor said the only comeback from it was knee replacement, but he didn't recommend that unless it was really, really painful, and it wasn't. Not enough to go through what I've seen other people go through with knee replacement. I got laid off from my job at the end of 2016. I was actually doing customer service for DirecTV, and they got bought out by AT&T, and AT&T got rid of all their work-at-home employees. At that age, I was real close to being able to just retire, and I also could barely walk because of my knee, and several people convinced me that I should apply for disability, and I did, and I got it first try. So that was a blessing, that I didn't have to worry about finances. And I also needed to get new glasses. I've worn glasses since I was 9. I had my old glasses for many years, and it was just time to get new ones. I just hadn't done it because I couldn't afford to. Even when I was working and had insurance, I still couldn't afford to because the deductibles were too high. So I went to the eye doctor, and the eye doctor's office checked my blood pressure with a wrist monitor. And she looked at me and told me that I should immediately go to urgent care because my blood pressure was high and it was dangerous. So I went outside to my car. I was freaking out. I called my friend and she talked me off that ledge because my blood pressure was 154 over 120 something. Yeah, it was high. It needed to be addressed, but it wasn't stroke high or heart attack high. So she said, don't go to urgent care, just make a doctor's appointment and you'll be fine. Calm down. And I did, and it was fine, and I made the doctor's appointment and went. I was diagnosed with type 2, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, put on medication for all three, 2 medications for high blood pressure, 2 for the diabetes, and Lipitor, which I've since stopped taking. I don't need Lipitor now. After I went back and looked at my previous blood tests, I really didn't even need it then. I still think a lot of these doctors, somehow there's kickbacks coming from Big Pharma. Do you remember how we used to go to the doctor and you'd walk out of there with so many samples of drugs that you couldn't carry them all? Here, try this, try this, try this. Oh, this is a new one. Try this one. And they just fill your arms full. Well, they changed the law where they can't do that now. And so the Big Pharma has to do something to keep the doctors prescribing their drug as opposed to a competitor's drug. So I'm sure there's kickbacks in there somewhere. So I started on this medication and I decided to try and lose weight and get healthy, and I couldn't get around very good, and my daughter was concerned. She kept telling me that I better not stick her with me in a wheelchair and her having to push me around that way. And I promised I wouldn't do that to her. So, over time, I went back to what has always worked, which was basically not eating. I hate vegetables. I've always hated vegetables. The 2 that I like are the 2 we can't have, which is potatoes and corn. They could keep all the rest of them. I love Dr. Chaffee. When I saw Dr. Chaffee's videos about plants are trying to kill you, I said to myself, thank God somebody is finally telling me what I've known all along to be true. So yeah, Dr. Chaffee's my hero. Let's see. Oh, I rekindled a relationship with somebody from 25 years ago that was very good incentive for the weight loss. It was good for staying active and moving around. And I stopped bringing all sugar in my house. I had a relapse. We'll talk about that. But I had stopped bringing sugar in my house. I hadn't been eating bread for years. Never was a big bread eater. And not really even a big pasta eater. I ate some, but I don't miss it. I was doing good. I'd lost about 70 pounds. I got down close to my daughter's weight and we were competing. And I was fluctuating with 230 pounds. When this all began and I first went to the Social Security doctor, I was 298. Which was bad, but I thanked goodness that the first number was still a 2. As of today, I'm at 238, so I'm only 8 pounds away from being back where I was when this all came undone. On February 27th of 2020, my daughter was on her way home from work and she was killed in a car accident. She was hit head-on by an 82-year-old man that wasn't even supposed to be driving. And that blew up my whole family. I was babysitting my 3 grandkids 3 times a week. And now 2 of them I don't ever see anymore. It's just all gone. And then 3 weeks after Rachel was killed, the thing came. And then I was all alone. I'd lost my family and I couldn't hang out with my friends. It was difficult. So losing weight went out the window. It was an excuse to eat candy again. And I just really went off the rails after that. Well, this is getting kind of long. I'm going to continue this in part 2. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. And everybody have a nice day.